Have you ever stopped to think about why you were born under the sign of Virgo? It wasn't by chance. Every soul comes into the world with a purpose, and your purpose carries such special gifts that the Creator himself reserved them only for those born between August 23rd and September 22nd. Yes, you heard right. There are divine gifts that were granted exclusively to your sign, and today you will discover what these sacred gifts are that the universe has placed in your hands. Do you know that feeling that you're different, that you see the world in a way that others can't? That's not just your imagination. It's because you possess abilities that come directly from the spiritual plane, gifts that were carefully chosen for your journey in this life. And while many people spend their whole lives without understanding their own talents, you are here, at this very moment, because the time has come for you to discover what truly makes you unique. What will happen if you don't recognize these gifts? Simple. You'll continue comparing yourself to others, thinking you need to be like everyone else, when in reality you were made to shine in a completely different way. You'll continue hiding your talents because you don't know how powerful they are. But if you stay here until the end, you'll understand why Virgo is one of the most blessed signs of the zodiac, and how to use these gifts to transform your life and the lives of those around you. Prepare your heart, because what you're about to discover will completely change the way you see yourself. And there's more. One of these gifts is so rare, so special, that it will only be revealed at the end of this video. So don't miss a single second, because every word here was chosen for you. Dom 1. The ability to see what is invisible to the common eye. The first divine gift given to the sign of Virgo is something many people don't understand, but it makes all the difference in the world. The ability to see what is hidden, what lies behind appearances. While other people look and see only the surface, you can go beyond that. You notice details that no one else sees. It's as if the Creator placed a special lens in you, a gaze that pierces through masks and gets straight to the essence of things. This doesn't just happen with people. You do this with everything. When you look at a problem, you can identify exactly where the mistake is, where the point that needs adjusting is. When you observe a situation, you pick up on the small clues that reveal the truth. That's why, often, you know when someone is lying even if the person is good at disguising it. You feel it. You perceive it. And this isn't luck, my dear Virgo. This is a spiritual gift. You know when you're in a place and suddenly feel like something isn't right? Everyone's smiling, chatting, but you sense a strange energy in the air. Then you discover that something really was wrong. That's your gift in action. You've been gifted with a refined sensitivity, a keen perception that acts like a spiritual radar. And the most incredible thing is that it doesn't just serve to protect you. It serves to help others too. Many people come to you asking for advice, don't they? And do you know why? Because you see beyond the obvious. You can identify the root of problems, not just the symptoms. While someone is complaining about a headache, you've already realized that the real problem is the accumulated tension, the unresolved stress. You don't let yourself be fooled by appearances, and that makes you an extremely valuable person. But this gift also brings a responsibility. Because when you see too much, when you perceive too much, you can end up overwhelming yourself. You notice every mistake, every flaw, every imperfection. And that can leave you tired. It can make you feel overwhelmed with so much information. It's important to remember that you don't need to fix everything. You don't need to point out every detail that's wrong. Sometimes you can simply observe and let things take their course. The universe gave you this gift because it trusts you, because it knows you have the wisdom to use this vision correctly. Use this gift to help, to guide, to protect, but also use it to protect yourself. When you realize something is wrong, trust your intuition. When you feel a person is untrustworthy, believe what your heart is telling you. Your gift of seeing the invisible is a spiritual compass, and it will never lead you astray. And remember, the world needs people like you. It needs those who see beyond, who perceive what is hidden, who have the courage to look at the truth even when it is not beautiful. Continue using this gift with love, with wisdom, with compassion, because you were chosen for this. Dom 2. The power to transform chaos into order. The second divine gift bestowed upon the sign of Virgo is something that seems simple, but is extremely powerful. The ability to organize, to bring order where there is only chaos. You may not even realize how special this is because it seems natural to you. But believe me, this is a rare skill, a gift from heaven that few people possess. When you enter a chaotic environment, whether physically or emotionally, something inside you is activated. It's as if you have an internal map that shows exactly what needs to be done, in what order, and with what priority. While others are paralyzed by the disorder, you are already acting. You already know where to start. And more importantly, you don't give up until you see everything in its proper place. This gift isn't limited to just tidying drawers or organizing papers. It goes far beyond that. You organize thoughts. You organize feelings. You take complicated, confusing situations, full of intertwined problems, and you manage to separate each part, identify each element, and then find practical solutions. It's as if you have the power to untangle the knots of life. Think about it. How many times have you helped someone who was completely lost? How many times has someone come to you desperate, not knowing what to do, and you were able to show them a clear path? This happens because you have the gift of seeing clearly. Where others see only a jumble of problems, you see stages, you see processes, you see solutions. And that, my friend, is a divine gift. What makes this gift even more special is that it comes with something very precious: patience. Because organizing chaos requires time, dedication, and attention to detail. And you have that. You're not in a hurry to do things haphazardly. You want to do it right. You want to do it with quality. And when you finish, the result is always impeccable. But you need to be careful about one thing. This gift can make you feel responsible for solving all the problems around you. You see the mess and feel you need to clean it up. You see someone lost and feel you need to organize their life. And that can be exhausting. You don't need to carry the world on your shoulders. It's okay to let some things be disorganized. It's okay not to solve all the problems. What the universe wants you to understand is that this gift was given to you to use when needed, not all the time. You can choose where to apply your organizing energy. You can choose which battles are worth fighting. And when you make that choice wisely, when you use your gift in a balanced way, the results are incredible. Look at the power you have. You can take a confusing idea and transform it into a clear plan. You can take a complicated situation and simplify it until it's easy to understand. You can take jumbled emotions and help someone organize themselves internally. That's transformation. That's healing. That's divine magic happening through you. So cherish this gift. Don't see it as an obligation, but as a present. Use it to create beauty in the world. Use it to bring peace where there is confusion. Use it to help people find their way. But also use it for yourself to organize your own life, your own thoughts, your own heart. Because you deserve to live in harmony as much as anyone you help. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal. And you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. Now let's continue with our video. Dom 3. The wisdom of serving with true love. The third divine gift placed in the heart of the Virgin is one of the most beautiful and at the same time, one of the most misunderstood. The capacity to serve with genuine love. To serve not in the sense of being inferior, but in the highest sense of the word. To serve as one who cares, as one who is concerned, as one who puts their talent at the service of good. Have you ever noticed that you have a natural need to help? That when you see someone in need, something inside you stirs. This is not weakness. Quite the opposite. It is one of the most powerful gifts that exist. Because serving with true love is one of the purest ways to manifest the divine in this world. And you were chosen to do this in a special way. What sets you apart from other people is that you don't help expecting anything in return. You don't do it to receive praise, to be recognized, to gain something. You help because your heart asks for it. Because you feel satisfaction in seeing others well. Because you understand, even unconsciously, that we are all connected, and that when you uplift someone, you also uplift yourself. But this gift needs to be well understood, because there's a fine line between serving with love and self-sacrifice. And many Virgos end up crossing that line without realizing it. You start helping because you want to, but little by little you give so much that you forget to take care of yourself. You always put the needs of others first, and your own needs come last. And then, instead of this gift bringing you joy, it brings you exhaustion. Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. Serving with love doesn't mean sacrificing yourself until there's nothing left of you. The universe doesn't want you to destroy yourself to help others. It wants you to use your gift in a balanced way. caring for others without neglecting yourself. Because you are important too. You also deserve attention, affection, and care. When you learn to use this gift in the right way, incredible things happen. The people around you are transformed. Because your way of helping is not superficial. You don't give the fish, you teach how to fish. You don't solve the problem for the other person, you show them how they can solve it. You empower. You strengthen. And that has immeasurable value. Think about how many lives you've touched. How many people you've helped in ways you can't even imagine. That word you spoke, that help you gave, that moment you were present. All of that left deep marks. And even if you don't receive recognition, even if no one thanks you, know that the universe sees. The universe records every act of love you perform. This gift of serving with love also gives you a special sensitivity to perceive the needs of others. You don't need people to ask for help. You already know when someone is in need. You notice the sad look, the different voice, the silence that speaks louder than words. And you act. You approach. You offer your support. But it's important for you to understand that people won't always value what you do. They won't always recognize it. Some will even criticize you, saying you're interfering, that you should mind your own business. And that can hurt. But don't let that discourage you. Don't let the lack of gratitude from others extinguish the light that exists within you. Continue serving, but serve wisely. Choose where to put your energy. Choose who deserves your time, your dedication, your love. Because you are a rare treasure in this world. And treasures shouldn't be thrown away just anywhere. They should be offered to those who know how to recognize their value. The Creator placed this gift within you because He knew you had a heart big enough to carry this mission. He knew you had the strength to help without losing yourself. He knew you had enough love to transform lives. So use this gift with pride, with awareness, with self-love. Because when you value yourself, when you respect yourself, your service becomes even more powerful, even more transformative. Dom 4. The analytical intelligence that solves the biggest challenges. The fourth divine gift bestowed upon the sign of Virgo is a brilliant mind, an analytical intelligence that functions like a divine computer. You have been gifted with the ability to analyze, to process information, to connect dots that others don't even see. And this makes you capable of solving problems that seem impossible to most people. Your mind works differently. While others look at a problem and get lost, you're already breaking that problem down into smaller parts, analyzing each piece, identifying patterns, finding solutions. It's as if you have a mental framework that transforms the complicated into simple, the confusing into clear, the impossible into possible. This gift didn't appear out of nowhere. It was carefully placed within you by the universe because there is a greater purpose. There is a reason for you to have this ability. You came into this world to solve problems, to unravel, to bring clarity where there is darkness. And your mind is the perfect tool for that. You know those moments when you're talking to someone and, while they're speaking, you're already 3 steps ahead, already seeing the consequences, already anticipating what might happen? That's your analytical gift in action. You don't just listen, you process. You don't just see, you understand. You don't just think, you analyze deeply. But this gift also brings some challenges. Because when you think so much, when you analyze so much, you can end up freezing. You can get stuck in the analysis and have difficulty making decisions. You can end up questioning all the possibilities, all the scenarios, all the risks, and then you become paralyzed. And what was meant to be a strength becomes an obstacle. The key to using this gift correctly is finding balance. Yes, analyze. Yes, think. Yes, evaluate the options. But also trust. Also allow your heart to participate in the decisions. Because analytical intelligence is powerful, but it needs to work together with intuition, with feelings, with faith. When you unite these elements, your decisions become perfect. Another incredible aspect of this gift is that it gives you a privileged memory. You remember details that others forget. You retain information that seems insignificant, but later proves to be important. You have a rich mental library, full of knowledge, experiences, and lessons learned. And you know how to access this library when you need it. This also means you learn quickly. When you're interested in a subject, you dive deep. You study, research, and seek to understand every detail. And in a short time, you're mastering what others would take years to learn. This ability to absorb knowledge is a divine gift that opens many doors for you in life. Use your analytical intelligence to build, to create, to solve. Use it to help people understand complex situations. Use it to find paths where others only see dead ends. But also use it to question yourself, to grow, to evolve. Because a brilliant mind never stops learning, never stops expanding. And don't compare yourself to other people. Don't think you need to think like others or that your way of processing information is strange. You are different because you were made to be different. Your mind was specially designed to fulfill a special mission. So honor this gift. Value your intelligence. Use it wisely, purposefully, and with love. Always remember, you didn't receive this gift by chance. It was a divine choice. And with great gifts come great responsibilities. Use your mind for good, for truth, for justice. And you will see how this gift will take you to places you never imagined you could reach. Dom 5. The purity of intention that attracts divine blessings. The fifth divine gift residing in the sign of Virgo is something so pure, so genuine, that it often goes unnoticed. Purity of intention. You act with a clean heart. Your motivations are sincere. When you do something, you do it because you truly believe it's right, not because you want to show off or impress someone. This purity is rare in this world. We live in times where many people act with ulterior motives, where people do things expecting something in return. But not you. You have a sincerity that comes from the depths of your soul. And that, my friend, is one of the greatest treasures anyone can possess. The universe recognizes purity of intention. It recognizes when someone acts with a pure heart. And because of that, you attract special blessings. It may not be immediate, it may not be obvious, but things always align in your favor when you act with sincerity. Doors open, opportunities appear, the right people cross your path. All because you vibrate at a high frequency. This purity also protects you. When you don't carry malice in your heart, when your intentions are clean, you create a spiritual shield around you. Negative energies have difficulty reaching you. People with bad intentions end up distancing themselves from you. It's as if there's a light around you that only allows what is good and true to approach. But living with purity of intention in this world isn't easy, because not everyone understands that. Some people will interpret your kindness as weakness. They'll think they can take advantage of you. They'll try to profit from your sincerity. And that can hurt you, it can make you question whether it's worth continuing to be that way. But listen carefully, don't change. Don't let the wickedness of others transform your heart. Don't allow disappointments to extinguish your purity, because that's what makes you special. That's what sets you apart. That's what makes you shine in the darkness. Of course, you need discernment. Purity of intention doesn't mean naivete. You can have a pure heart and still be shrewd, careful, and selective about who you trust. You can maintain your essence and still protect yourself from people who don't deserve your energy. This gift of purity of intention also manifests itself in your constant pursuit of what is right. You have a very developed moral sense. You know how to differentiate right from wrong. And more importantly, you act according to what you believe to be right, even when no one is watching, even when it would be easier to do otherwise. That integrity is admirable. And even if you don't realize it, people notice it in you. They feel they can trust you. They feel you are a person of your word. They feel your energy is clean, true, genuine. And that makes you deeply respected, even by those who have never told you that. Continue cultivating this purity. Continue being true to yourself and to others. Continue acting with your heart, not just with reason. Because in a world full of masks, falsehood, and appearances, you are a light of authenticity. And the universe blesses you for this every day, with every step, with every choice you make guided by your purity. Never underestimate the power of a pure heart. Never doubt the value of sincere intentions. Because these are the things that move mountains, that transform lives, that change destinies. And you have this within you like a sacred gift that the Creator entrusted only to a chosen few. Dom 6. The natural talent for healing and restoration. The sixth divine gift bestowed upon the sign of Virgo is something profoundly spiritual. The natural ability to heal. I'm not necessarily talking about physical healing, although many Virgos also possess that talent. I'm talking about a broader, deeper healing. You have the gift of restoring what is broken, of healing what is wounded, of renewing what is weary. Have you ever noticed how people feel better after talking to you? How they arrive heavy and leave light? That's no coincidence. You carry a healing energy. Your presence, your words, your attention. All of that has a healing power that comes from a divine source. This gift manifests itself in many ways. Sometimes it's through a sound piece of advice you give. Sometimes it's through a hug at the right moment. Sometimes it's simply through your attentive listening, your understanding gaze. You don't need to do much. Your own energy is already medicine for wounded souls. Many Virgos work in fields related to health, care, and the well-being of others. And this is no coincidence. It's because there's a natural calling for it. There's a spiritual calling to be an instrument of healing in this world. And even those who don't work directly in these areas exercise this gift in their daily lives, in their relationships, and in their encounters. What makes this gift so special is that you don't just heal others. You also have an incredible ability to heal yourself, to regenerate, to renew yourself. When you go through difficulties, when life hurts you, you have an inner strength that allows you to rise again. You fall, but you get up. You break, but you rebuild yourself. And you always come back stronger, wiser, more whole. But it's important to understand something. Healing others doesn't mean carrying their pain. You can help someone heal without absorbing their suffering. You can be a channel for healing without becoming contaminated by their negative energy. And that's fundamental for you to remain healthy, balanced, and whole. Many Virgos end up getting sick because they absorb too much, because they feel the other person's pain too much, because they get so involved in the healing process that they forget to protect themselves energetically. And then, instead of helping, they end up harming themselves. So learn to create healthy boundaries. Learn to help without losing yourself. This gift of healing also extends to situations. You have a natural ability to take complicated situations, heavy environments, broken relationships, and bring healing to them. You calm tempers. You find solutions. You restore harmony. It's as if you have a spiritual balm that you apply wherever there are wounds. Use this gift consciously. Acknowledge the power you have, but also acknowledge your limitations. You can't heal everyone. You can't save everyone. Some people aren't ready to be healed. Some situations need to run their natural course. And that's okay. You do your part, and the universe takes care of the rest. Cherish this sacred gift you have received. Take care of it, nurture it, develop it. Study healing, energy, and spirituality. The deeper you delve into this knowledge, the more powerful your gift becomes. The more lives you can touch, the more transformation you can generate. And never forget that you also deserve healing. You also deserve care. You also deserve to be restored when you are broken. So take time to take care of yourself. Reserve energy for your own healing, because you can only give to others what you have within yourself. And when you are healed, whole, renewed, your capacity to heal others multiplies infinitely. Dom 7. The discipline that transforms dreams into reality. The seventh divine gift placed in the sign of Virgo is something that may seem simple, but is extremely powerful. Discipline. You have been gifted with the ability to commit, to persevere, to keep going even when things get difficult. And that, my friend, is what separates dreamers from achievers. Everyone has dreams. Everyone has plans. Everyone wants to achieve things in life. But how many people truly have the discipline needed to turn those dreams into reality? Few. Very few. And you are one of those rare people. You have within you the willpower that moves mountains. This discipline manifests itself in everything you do. When you decide on something, you see it through to the end. When you commit to a goal, you don't give up halfway. You may slow down, you may take breaks, but you don't abandon it. You keep going. And it is this persistence that takes you far. The universe gave you this gift because it knew you had the strength to carry this responsibility. It knew you wouldn't use this discipline only for yourself, but also to serve as an example for others. Because when people see you persevering, when they see you keeping your commitments, it inspires them. It shows them that it's possible. But discipline isn't just about following rules or being rigid. It's about having clarity about what you want and acting consistently towards it. It's about doing the little things every day that bring you closer to your goals. It's about not letting yourself be carried away by the emotions of the moment, but staying focused on the greater purpose. You know this well. You understand the value of consistent effort. You know that great results don't come from isolated heroic actions, but from small actions repeated day after day. And you have the patience for that. You have the maturity to understand that good things take time to build. Of course, it's not always easy to maintain this discipline. There are days when you're tired. There are times when you question whether it's worth continuing. There are situations where it would be much easier to give up. But something inside you won't let you. Something inside you propels you forward. And that something is your divine gift sustaining you. This discipline also protects you from many problems. Because when you are disciplined, you avoid excesses. You maintain balance. You don't let yourself be carried away by impulses that can harm you. You think before you act, plan before you execute, evaluate before you decide. And this saves you from many regrets. Use this gift to build the life you want. Use it to develop your talents. Use it to achieve your goals. But also use it to help others develop their own discipline. Be an example. Be an inspiration. Show that it's possible, that it works, that it's effective. And remember, discipline doesn't mean perfection. You'll have bad days. You'll make mistakes. You'll fail a few times. But true discipline lies in getting up after a fall, in starting over after a mistake, in continuing after failure. And in that, you are a master. The Creator entrusted you with this gift because He knew you would use it wisely. He knew you wouldn't waste it. He knew you would honor this gift by building a meaningful life, achieving important goals, and leaving a valuable legacy. So stay strong. Stay disciplined. Keep walking towards your dreams because you have everything you need to achieve them. Dom 8. The humility that opens doors in the spiritual world. The 8th divine gift bestowed upon the sign of Virgo is one of the most beautiful and transformative. True humility. Not that false, feigned humility that is merely outward modesty, but genuine humility which comes from a heart that recognizes there is always more to learn, more to grow, more to evolve. You don't need to be the center of attention. You don't need the spotlight to feel valued. You find satisfaction in doing a good job, regardless of whether you receive recognition or not. And that characteristic makes you special, sets you apart in a world where so many people are desperate for attention and validation. This humility is a gateway to the divine. Because when you place yourself in a position of eternal learner, when you recognize that you don't know everything, you open space for the universe to teach you. You allow divine wisdom to flow through you. And that's why you receive so many revelations, so many insights, so much spiritual guidance. Pride closes doors. Arrogance blocks blessings. But humility opens all paths. It connects you with the right people, takes you to the right places, guides you to the right opportunities. Because the universe trusts those who are humble. It knows that these people will use the gifts they have received correctly. Your humility is also evident in how you treat people. You don't consider yourself superior to anyone. No matter how many titles you have, how many achievements you attain, or how much knowledge you accumulate, you continue to treat everyone with respect, consideration, and kindness. And that is rare. That is precious. But it's important for you to understand that humility doesn't mean diminishing yourself. It doesn't mean thinking you're less important than others. It doesn't mean denying your talents or hiding your abilities. True humility is recognizing your gifts with gratitude, using your talents responsibly, and always remembering that everything you have comes from a source greater than yourself. Many Virgos have difficulty accepting compliments. When someone acknowledges their work, they feel embarrassed, change the subject, and shift the focus. But accepting recognition gracefully is also part of humility. You can say thank you. You can allow people to appreciate what you do. This doesn't make you arrogant. This gift of humility also protects you from many spiritual traps. It protects you from an inflated ego, destructive vanity, and the illusion of self-sufficiency. Because you know deep in your heart that you didn't get where you are alone. That you had help, you had support, you had blessings. And this awareness keeps you connected to gratitude. Use your humility as a strength, not a weakness. Use it to keep learning, to keep growing, to keep improving yourself. Never lose this beautiful characteristic you have. Never let success turn you into someone arrogant or distant. And remember, the wisest people in this world are also the most humble, because they understand how much there is still to learn. They understand that knowledge is infinite, that wisdom is endless, that there is always a deeper level of understanding to be reached. The Creator loves the humble of heart. He blesses those who recognize their own smallness before the grandeur of the universe. And you, with your genuine humility, are one of heaven's favorites. Continue like this. Continue being that pure, simple, true soul, because that is exactly what makes you so special in the eyes of the divine. Dom 9. The ability to find perfection in imperfection. The 9th divine gift residing in the sign of Virgo is something seemingly contradictory, yet profoundly wise. The ability to seek perfection while accepting imperfection. You have a trained eye for what can be improved, for what can be refined, for what can be perfected. But you also have the wisdom to recognize that absolute perfection does not exist in this world. This gift makes you a lifelong learner, a constant improver. You are never content with mediocrity. You always want to do better, always seek to raise the quality of what you do. And this leads you to levels of excellence that few achieve. Because while others stop at good enough, you continue to hone, refine, and polish. But the true power of this gift lies in the second part, accepting imperfection. Because if you only sought perfection without accepting that it is unattainable, you would live frustrated. You would never be satisfied. You would always be dissatisfied with yourself and with others. And that would be torturous. However, when you learn to balance these two aspects, when you strive for excellence but accept human limitations, you find peace. You can do your best without punishing yourself when the result isn't perfect. You can value the process as much as the outcome. This gift also gives you a unique perspective on beauty. You can see beauty in simple things, in small details, in imperfections that have charm. Crack can tell a story. A mistake can create something unique. A flaw can become a special characteristic. And you see it. In practical life, this gift manifests itself in your ability to make revisions, adjustments, and improvements. You look at something that's already good and think, but it can be even better. And then you work on it. And it really does get better. Because you have a trained eye for the details that make all the difference. But you need to be careful not to become too critical. Because the line between striving for excellence and becoming too demanding is thin. And often you can end up being too hard on yourself or others. You might end up focusing so much on what's wrong that you forget to appreciate what's right. The key is to use this gift with love, not judgment. Use it to improve, not to criticize. Use it to uplift, not to belittle. Use it to refine, not to destroy. When you do this, when you use this gift with wisdom and compassion, the results are extraordinary. Think about how many things you've improved throughout your life. How many processes you've perfected. How many solutions you've refined. How many situations you've optimized. All thanks to this gift of striving for excellence. And even if you don't receive credit for it, even if no one notices, and the universe knows, this gift also teaches you a profound spiritual lesson. Perfection lies in the journey, not the destination. It lies in the effort to improve, not the final result. It lies in the process of refinement, not the finished product. Because life is movement, it is transformation, it is constant evolution. Keep striving for excellence in everything you do. Keep refining your skills. Keep perfecting your work. But also keep allowing yourself to be human. Keep accepting that you will make mistakes, that you will fail, that you will have bad days. And that's okay. Because even mistakes are part of the path to excellence. The Creator gave you this gift because He knew you had the maturity to use it correctly. He knew you wouldn't get lost in destructive perfectionism. He knew you would find the balance between striving for the best and accepting what is. And when you find that balance, you become unstoppable. Sunday 10. A deep connection with the cycles of nature and life. The 10th divine gift bestowed upon the sign of Virgo is the deepest and most mystical of all. The intrinsic connection with the natural cycles of life. You are not merely an observer of this world. You are synchronized with the rhythms of nature, with the cycles of planting and harvesting, with the seasons of the soul. This gift gives you an intuitive understanding that everything has its time. You know there are times to sow and times to harvest, times to act and times to wait, times of growth and times of rest. And you respect these cycles both in nature and in your own life. That's why you're so patient. That's why you don't despair when things take time to happen. Because you understand that each seed needs its time to germinate. Each fruit needs to ripen at its own pace. And you trust the process, even when you don't see immediate results. This gift also connects you with the earth in a special way. Many Virgos are drawn to plants, gardening, and agriculture. They feel peace when they are in contact with nature. And this is no coincidence. It's because there is a spiritual affinity between you and the natural elements. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to see if it has grown. You plant it, water it, care for it, and trust that nature will do its part. And that's exactly how you should treat your dreams, your projects, your relationships. Plant, care for, and trust in divine timing. This gift also gives you wisdom about personal cycles. You understand that you too go through seasons. There are times when you are flourishing, full of energy and productivity. And there are times when you need to withdraw, rest, regenerate. and you have learned to respect these internal cycles. Many people struggle against their own cycles. They always want to be in spring, always producing, always growing. But you know that winter is also necessary. That periods of retreat are fundamental for renewal. That you can't harvest all the time without replanting. Use this gift to live more harmoniously, to respect your own rhythm, to avoid comparing yourself to others, because each person is at a different stage of life. To avoid putting so much pressure on yourself, because you can't force a tree to bear fruit out of season. This gift also makes you a guardian of ancient wisdom, because the cycles of nature have been the same since the beginning of time. And when you connect with them, you connect with something eternal, something sacred, something that is far beyond common human understanding. You also understand the concept of renewal. You know that when something dies, it's so that something new can be born. You know that leaves fall so that new ones can sprout. You know that the end of one cycle is always the beginning of another. And this understanding gives you a profound peace in the face of life's changes and transformations. The Creator connected you with the natural cycles because He knew you would honor that connection. He knew you wouldn't try to dominate nature, but rather work in harmony with it. He knew you would be an example of how to live respecting the divine rhythms that govern all existence. So continue cultivating that connection. Continue observing nature and learning from it. Continue respecting your own cycles and the cycles of those around you. Because when you live in alignment with these natural rhythms, life flows. Things happen at the right time. Blessings arrive at the perfect moment. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal. And you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. We have reached the end of this incredible journey through the 10 divine gifts that were exclusively granted to the sign of Virgo. And now you know, you are not ordinary. You are not like the others. You were chosen to carry sacred gifts that have the power to transform not only your life, but the lives of everyone around you. Each of these gifts you discovered today didn't appear in your life by chance. They were carefully chosen by the Creator so that you could fulfill a specific mission in this world. And when you use these gifts consciously, with love, with purpose, you become a divine instrument of transformation. Think about everything you heard today: the ability to see the invisible, the power to transform chaos into order, the wisdom to serve with love, the brilliant analytical intelligence, the purity of intention that attracts blessings, the natural talent for healing, the discipline that fulfills dreams, the humility that opens spiritual portals, the pursuit of excellence with acceptance, and the deep connection with the cycles of life. You have all of this within you, and even if you're not yet fully utilizing all of these gifts, they're there waiting to be activated, waiting to be developed, waiting to shine with all their intensity. Now it's up to you. Now it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with this information. You can simply watch and forget, or you can choose to embrace your gifts, honor them, develop them. You can choose to be who you were truly meant to be. And I want to tell you something. The world needs you. It needs your gifts. It needs your vision, your organization, your love, your intelligence, your purity, your healing, your discipline, your humility, your pursuit of excellence, your wisdom about the cycles of life. All of this is necessary. All of this makes a difference. So don't hide. Don't be afraid to shine. Don't diminish your talents so that others feel comfortable. You came here to be great, to make a difference, to leave a legacy. And remember that special gift I said would only be revealed at the end? Well, they're all special. But the most important gift of all isn't even a specific one. It's your ability to integrate all these gifts and use them in harmony. It's your potential to become a complete, balanced, evolved human being. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the time. Because here you'll continue to receive messages that will help you unlock your full potential. And if you're already subscribed, turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos that the universe has prepared especially for you. Now I want to ask a question. After discovering all these divine gifts, which one touched you the most? Which one do you feel you need to develop further? Which one do you already use but didn't know was a sacred gift? Leave your birth date in the comments and tell me which gift resonated with you the most. This exchange of energy between us strengthens the entire community. If this video truly made a difference in your life, please consider supporting the channel as a subscriber or member, because it's your support that allows these messages to continue reaching thousands of people who need to hear exactly what you heard today. Before you go, I want to leave one last message in your heart. You are loved. You are blessed. You are special. And no matter how many times you have doubted yourself, no matter how many times you have felt inadequate, the truth is that you were made in the image and likeness of the divine. You carry within you a sacred spark, and these 10 gifts are proof of that. So lift your head, take a deep breath, and walk with confidence, knowing that you are not alone on this journey. The universe is on your side. The angels are protecting you, and all these gifts are available for you to use whenever you need them. May you honor your gifts. May you develop them. May you use them to create an extraordinary life and to bless all who cross your path. You are a child of Virgo. You are special. You are divine. And never ever forget that. A big hug from the bottom of my heart. Until the next video. And may the blessings of the universe always be with you.